President Trump has faced growing pressure to use his authority to ramp up the production of needed medical supplies as hospitals strain under the spread of the coronavirus. President Donald Trump invoked the Defense Production Act to compel automotive giant General Motors to accept and prioritize a federal contract for the manufacturing of ventilators as the coronavirus spreads across the country and the need for the devices grows dire. Our negotiations with GM regarding its ability to supply ventilators have been productive, but our fight against the virus is too urgent to allow the give and take of the contracting process to continue to run its normal course, Trump said in a statement. GM was wasting time. Today's action will help ensure the quick production of ventilators that will save American lives. Related content. Trump slams GM over ventilator production. The move comes hours after Trump slammed GM on Twitter and raised questions about whether he would invoke the Defense Production Act. Trump in the tweet said GM was not making ventilators quickly enough and would produce far fewer than originally agreed upon. They said they were going to give us 40,000 much-needed ventilators, very quickly. Now they are saying it will only be 6,000, in late April, and they want top dollar. Always a mess with Mary B. Invoke P., Trump tweeted, presumably referring to Mary Barra, the chief executive officer of GM. Trump clarified in a later tweet, Invoke P. means Defense Production Act. Concerns about potential ventilator shortages in hospitals around the country and especially in New York have become among the most pressing concerns as the virus spreads. The Defense Production Act, which was passed in 1950 in response to production needs during the Korean War, gives the president broad powers to direct the production and distribution of materials deemed necessary for national defense. The president can, for example, require a company to accept, complete and prioritize a government contract for the production of needed goods. Trump has faced sharp criticism for refusing to use his authority under the act to ramp up production of ventilators and other needed supplies to fight the coronavirus. He has maintained that the federal government was able to successfully work with private companies to increase production without officially invoking the act. The White House was preparing this week to announce an agreement with GM and Invokes Life Systems, a medical device company, on the production of up to 80,000 ventilators, according to the New York Times. The announcement of the deal was delayed, however, over concerns about the $1 billion price tag. Government officials told the Times that the deal could still happen but that they were assessing other options. They also said that an initial promise under the deal to produce 20,000 ventilators quickly had decreased to 7,500 units or less. Both GM and Invokes Life Systems told the Times that the project was moving along quickly. Trump discussed the deal and his decision to invoke the Defense Production Act in the Oval Office Friday afternoon. We thought we had a deal for 40,000 ventilators and all of a sudden the 40,000 came down to 6,000 and then they talked about a higher price than we were discussing, so I didn't like it, Trump said during a signing event for the $2 trillion stimulus package. So we did activate it with respect to General Motors, and hopefully maybe we won't need the full activation, we'll find out. But we need the ventilators. Despite invoking the act, Trump recently downplayed the need for more ventilators in an interview with Fox News host Sean Hannity on Thursday night. I don't believe you need 40,000 or 30,000 ventilators, Trump said, referring to New York, where Cuomo has appealed to the federal government for help procuring the devices. You go into major hospitals sometimes, and they'll have 2 ventilators. And now all of a sudden they're saying, can we order 30,000 ventilators?